Well, good evening and welcome once again to Letchworth Cable Access. I'm Kyle Adamzak, and tonight our guest is Eric Szucs, who is the Director of Tourism and Marketing for the Wyoming County Chamber of Commerce and Tourism. Thank you for coming in, Eric.
Thank you very much for having me.
What is Wyoming County Tourism? The agency. What are you all about?
Really, our focus is to promote Wyoming County, to tell the world about the assets that we have, the businesses that we have here. What the hook really that we use and what we lead with is Letchworth State Park. It's the number one state park. It's the number one New York State attraction, and we want to tell the world about it. So our goal is to market to people, tell them about the businesses that we have, the assets that we have, and why they should come visit us.
Letchworth State Park, is there a rivalry with the neighboring counties over that?
No, actually, we work really well together. We actually collaborate a lot. There's a lot of regional collaboration. One of the things that we can talk a little bit more about is the GLOW counties. We work together as it's called the Country Byways. So it's a collaboration with Genesee, Livingston, Orleans, and Wyoming County, and we pool our resources, pool our talents, and we work together to market our region, not just to New York State or the East Coast, but internationally, actually. And the hook that we use is Letchworth State Park. Because it's so popular, we know that if we can get people, on that hook and interested in Letchworth State Park, then they're going to want to come here, and it's a real great opportunity then to educate them about the different businesses that are around the park. And they're here camping, they're doing balloons over Letchworth, Adventure Calls Outfitters, they're rafting in the gorge. It's a great opportunity for us to connect them with businesses in Perry, in Castile, Mount Morris, maybe a little farther out. So that's sort of the collaborative piece that we do with the neighboring counties. So not a rivalry at all, actually. It's a really good partnership that we have with them.
Well, that's good to hear. Now, who are you trying to attract to Wyoming County? Just anybody, or do you have a segment of population?
We want everybody to come here. Everybody should come here because it's wonderful. But no, we do have a strategy in place. There's a lot of different demographics and different kinds of groups we're trying to target to, and we do that in different ways. So couples, families, we really market Wyoming County as a very family-friendly destination because there are a lot of family-friendly businesses and attractions here. Right down the road, Charcoal Corral is the perfect example of a family-friendly attraction. So that's really, as we're talking to these families, we want to make sure we express to them these kind of businesses are available, these kind of attractions are available for you and your family to come and enjoy and spend the day. So again, if they're coming for Letchworth State Park, leaving the park and connecting with those businesses. But we also are looking to talk to and market to the outdoor adventure, though that segment of the population, because we have so many trails, we have so much opportunity for these individuals to connect with nature and to have that outdoor experience. And so there's a lot of different ways that we target these people. A lot of different publications that we work through. We do a lot through social media. And there's really no one single avenue. If there was, marketing would be amazingly easy, but it's a challenge.
Yes.
But we try and reach out to these individuals in a lot of different ways to connect with them, to tell our story, because that's really our goal is to educate people about what we have available here in the county, and then sort of when they're here, then really get them into the communities, connect them with the businesses, and have them really spend money. I guess that's really sort of our goal, is to have them spend their money, visit our restaurants, our shops, attend our events, because the goal being that helps our businesses sustain, really.
Yes.
And if they're able to sustain, then it gives them an opportunity to grow and expand. And one of the things we talk a lot about is how tourism is economic development.
Yes.
Because as these businesses are succeeding, then other businesses sort of recognize that and they want to start their own businesses here, or current businesses want to grow and expand. And that's one of the reasons that we are now getting a hotel in Warsaw, is because those developers saw the success that we're having on the tourism side of things and the great work that we're doing, and they noticed that there wasn't a hotel here. And they approached us and they were really excited about that project. And that's why we're getting one in Warsaw. So we're really excited about that.
What kind, do you have tourists from out of the area coming for the first time? Do they contact you and ask questions about the area?
Yep.
What sorts of things do they want to know?
They have a lot of questions about things that they can do, and it really depends on what their interest level is. We work with people who are doing more of a group tour, so we're talking like the bus tours. And anyone who's ever been in Letchworth has seen the buses with 30, 40, 50 people getting off it. So that's a little bit more regimented as far as they're on a schedule and there's certain things they have to do. And obviously the places that they're going have to accommodate a large number of people.
Yes.
So you can't get a small, little space where it's one or two tables. But we send a lot of people to East Hill Creamery, for example.
Yes.
And East Hill Creamery is a wonderful place to have 30 or 40 people, a bus show up, and they'll give tours, and they can see how cheese is made, and they can see the caves, and they can do tastings. And so that's a really great immersive experience for these people, because it's not just you're parking, you're showing up, and they're like, here's a poster, and isn't that interesting? You really get to see how the process happens, talk to the people who own it, the Burleys, actually taste their cheese, like the end product, and sort of see the whole experience from an A to Z sort of standpoint. And that's something that we're really trying to do. Other people, the couples or the families, the smaller groups, maybe they're camping in the area for the week, and we laugh about this a lot because some parents will call us and go, listen, I'm bringing my kids into the area, we're camping, they're going to be bored by day one, like what can we do in the area? And that's where we give them suggestions on things to do. Charcoal is a great opportunity for them. Different restaurants, if they're looking for a place to eat that's like the Hole in the Wall or the Lumberyard, if they're looking for something a little bit more like a different sort of menu style. Or even adults and couples, we have a great craft beverage scene here. And so it really just sort of depends on what their interest level is. And so that's an opportunity for us to sort of lead them down whatever path we think they're kind of like interested in, what they're looking to do. So
You mentioned about money that tourism brings. How much money does it bring to New York State?
in New York State alone, the tourism industry is almost a $72 billion industry.
Now, does most of that go to New York City?
It doesn't actually. It really is spread out throughout the state. Like a big piece of it is New York City, just because New York City is it's the Big Apple.
Yes.
And we just see people throughout the world that go to New York City. But in Wyoming County alone, last year, 2018, tourists spent almost $50 million in Wyoming County, which is amazing.
Yes.
And you're talking food and beverage, you're talking attractions, our golf courses, our campgrounds. And so we're really proud of the work that we've done telling our story and encouraging these people to plan their trips here.
Now, how is that number arrived at 50 million?
So
How is that
that's
tracked?
something we partner very closely with Empire State Development through New York State and the I Love New York program. And I think everyone's familiar with the iconic I Love New York logo. We partner very close with them, and they do a study every year, an economic study, to determine through sales tax and through other means. It's math, it's not super exciting, to figure out how much tourists are spending. And so that's how New York State arrives at that number. And it really helps us track that growth. And over the last 6 or 7 years, Wyoming County alone has experienced almost a 30% growth in tourism dollars spent. So the work that we're doing and the initiatives that we are embarking upon, there's been a lot of success, and we're seeing that in the numbers. So we know we're doing good things, and we just want to keep moving down that path of telling our story and explaining to folks the experience they can have when they visit Wyoming County.
So an increase of 33%, you said, over the last
Almost 30%, yeah.
30%.
Yeah.
Now, how many people is that? Tourism.
It's hard to tell
Yes.
because where we can get some of those numbers is we work with like Letchworth State Park, and they see between 700 and 800,000 people a year. Like the Arcade Attica Railroad an arcade is a ticketed, so they see between 30 and 40,000 people a year. So those are sort of ways where we can gauge how many people are coming into certain attractions within our county. But it's sometimes hard because we'll see people come in and they may just come in and do an event. And Letchworth Arts and Crafts, 60 to 80,000 people. But sometimes we may see people that just come in and they just do dinner.
Yes.
Or they may just hit a shop. And so it's really hard to say, over the shopping season we're in right now, leading up to the holidays, it's hard to say because people may come in and they may buy a lot of stuff. It's just sort of, so it's really easy for us to track dollars, but not so much the number of people coming in. So that's where we rely on like those numbers from Letchworth, the Arcade in Attica, events like the Letchworth Arts and Crafts Show to sort of help us gauge the number of people coming into our area.
If you're just tuning in tonight, our guest is Eric Szucs, who is the Director of Tourism and Marketing for the Wyoming County Chamber of Commerce and Tourism Agency. How is Wyoming County perceived by outsiders considering a visit?
If we're doing our job right, which I think we are, the county is a great opportunity for people to connect with nature, and that's what we want to convey to folks. And I mentioned a little bit earlier, it's a very family-friendly environment. We don't want to become a New York City. That's not what we are. That's not who we are. We have a very unique culture here. And one of the things that we talk a lot about, in addition to people connecting with nature, is the fact that so many, probably 95+% of our businesses are the small businesses, the mom and pops. And so they are incredibly unique. You will not find these businesses anywhere else in the world. They are here in Wyoming County. So we want to convey that to people. When you come here, you're going to have that unique experience, and you're going to get that taste of what our rural culture is. And it could be a farm-to-table experience. It could be a craft festival that we've grown here from a very small festival to now the Letchworth Arts and Crafts Festival. We're seeing 60 to 80,000 people coming here. As we talk to these people, those are some of the elements and some of the stories that we're trying to share with them, and hopefully that's what they're experiencing when they're coming here.
Do you ever get feedback after they've visited and left?
Yes, we do get some feedback. Yeah, we talk to people. It's oftentimes through, well, we can always do the Google reviews, the Yelp reviews, things like that, and we get a lot of really positive feedback that way. But where I feel like we get the best feedback is when people return. Mm-hmm. They came here, they had an incredible experience, something really moved them, something really touched them, and they wanted to come back. Be it an event, be it a restaurant, be it a retail experience or an attraction. It could just be Letchworth State Park. And we've seen, and I've talked to a lot of different people who their family has been camping in Letchworth or camping at our campgrounds. We have 13 campgrounds in the county. They've been camping in our county for generations, and they've just developed such an attachment to a specific campsite or a specific, campground that they just love coming back year after year after year and having that experience. And they shared it with their grandparents and their parents, and now they want to share it with their kids. And that's just an amazing story to hear and then to share with other people as they're maybe looking to plan their trips here.
Now, you mentioned earlier some of how you get information out to prospective tourists. What are some of the tools you use?
We have a lot of different tools, and there's no one-stop shop, but our major tool is our Wyoming County travel guide. And we develop one each and every year, and it can be upwards of 100,000 guides. And we produce this, and it really is everything there is to know about Wyoming County.
That's the book.
That is our book, and I should have brought a copy with it. I didn't. I apologize.
I think everybody's familiar.
Right,
With it.
and we've gone through so many copies. I've run out this year, which is a great problem to have. But we are actually in the process of producing one now, and we're hoping to have it available very early January. And you can get that actually. Go WyomingCountyNY.com if you're interested. And what we do with that book, it is everything there is to know about Wyoming County. And we talk about Letchworth, we talk about all of our tourism businesses, and we spend a lot of money to produce it because we want it to look very professional, because it often is in racks with a lot of other different material. We want to make sure that it looks appealing and people want to take it off the rack, take it home, read it, and start planning their vacation to come visit us. But we also spend a lot of money to have it placed in information centers along the thruway. We have it placed at travel shows, campground shows, golf shows, like places where tourists, RV shows, places where tourists will be at looking to plan a vacation, looking to plan an experience. Our guide will be there and they'll be able to pick it up. We also spend a lot of money mailing it to people. We mail it to people for free. So they can go to our website and request it. We mail it throughout the United States into Canada. So if people are interested in learning more and planning their vacation, they can go to our website and request a guide for free, and we will mail it to them. And we've, out of our office this year, probably sent 35,000 copies of our guide, just mailing it to people who are interested in our county. So as you mentioned earlier about metrics and understanding what people are interested in, that's another way we can sort of measure who's interested in what we're doing. So the guide is a big component, or it's our big publication piece, but we also do a lot through social media. So Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, we do organic posts, but we also do paid posts for events and things like that, major events in the county. We do a lot of other work through different publications in Buffalo and Rochester. Buffalo, Spree, 585 are just some of the magazines that we've done. And we run cooperative advertising through that, which, not to get too complicated, but it's really just half-price advertising for our tourism businesses. So we'll buy a 2-page spread and we'll offer half-price advertising in these publications, so our businesses will get in front of a high-end clientele in these really nice publications. So all of the tourism businesses in Wyoming County are on this spread, and so it's very easy for people to go, I'm going to Letchworth State Park, here are things to do nearby. So it's very convenient. We've also done a lot of digital advertising through Google. We also do a lot of trade shows. Like, I'll meet with bus operators. Like a couple months ago, I was in Ottawa meeting with these operators who manage the bus tours, and talking about what we offer and things, that little niche experiences that they might be interested to bring these bus loads of people. So these are just some of the things that we do. We also have our website, and available on our website is an interactive map where people, they're at a campground or they're in Letchworth and they're looking for something to do nearby, and they're looking for food or shopping, or they want to play some golf, spend a day playing golf. Like, there's an opportunity for them to go to this map and click on whatever activity they're interested in, and it'll show all of the businesses nearby that fit that activity. And then they can literally build an itinerary, an adventure, if you will, of all kinds of different things they can do in the area, and they can print that, they can email it to themselves, email it to friends. So it's a really convenient and an excellent way for them to sort of build that adventure experience for them through our website.
It sounds like you've had a successful marketing plan.
We keep trying different things because, certain things work for us, and we obviously want to continue to expand and grow, and we know people consume media in different ways.
You've mentioned the things you've mentioned, obviously, of what have worked. Have you tried anything that hasn't?
I'm sure there's been things that haven't been incredibly successful, but we always try and mix it up. I think the goal is to have a nice balance. And you
Yes.
hear things where people go, "Oh, Prince dead, Prince dying, it's not valuable." Our guide is so incredibly popular. It's a print piece and it's so incredibly popular. So that's why we continue to produce it the way we do and the numbers that we do. We did 100,000 copies this year, and I have 30 copies left in my office right now.
Yes.
So it works, but you also have to do a lot of other things because you're
Right.
talking to a lot of different age groups and demographics, and they all consume information in different ways.
Yes.
So
The audience is splintered.
yes, it definitely has.
If you're just tuning in tonight, our guest is Eric Szucs, who is the Director of Tourism and Marketing for Wyoming County Chamber of Commerce. Um, do you set goals? Do you have goals for the coming year?
Yes, we do. We're actually in the process of finalizing those now, and it's all about evaluating what we've done this year and figuring out what the trends are going to be this coming year. And one of the big goals that we've set, and I talked a little bit about the country byways, the glow counties that we've been working on and we want to continue to move forward with, is marketing to international visitors, because we see a lot of these visitors from England, the UK, Germany, Australia, China, coming in. They fly into New York City and then they drive across the state, and they usually end in Niagara Falls and Toronto. And we've been building a program and initiatives to market to those travelers and go, "You're driving right through our backyard. Do you know Letchworth exists? Do you want to spend a couple of nights here? Do you want to visit our attractions, visit our businesses?" And so we continue to develop and build sort of like that marketing piece to these travelers, because we know they're coming right through our backyard, and we want to make sure we're educating them, because we want to hook them with Letchworth, but then they get here, and then we want to make sure we're connecting them to our businesses and our communities. So
Is there anything in your childhood or school days that would have predicted that you'd be the director of tourism?
I I always liked being I always liked being outdoors. Like, I
Yes.
played outdoors a lot, and I grew up in arcades, so I've lived in Wyoming County my entire life. So I've always been very connected with the community. I've always loved the businesses here. I've just known a lot of the businesses even before I was in this role, and I understand how it's certainly a challenge for them, because as a small business owner, you don't wear one hat. We
Yes.
wear 100 different hats, and you work 25 hours a day, 366 days out of the year. Like, you never get a minute off, it seems. And so to step into this role and to be able to work with these businesses and to help them, and to be an avenue for them to talk to tourists about who they are and what they offer, has been really fulfilling. And I really would like to say, if there's businesses out there that would like to connect with us and talk about how we can help them, I mean, that's our goal. Our ultimate goal is to work with you as tourism businesses, to help promote you and to share your story with these tourists and visitors, because that's our goal. And it doesn't cost anything, because we work with the I Love New York program. If you are a tourism business that falls into, like I said, the retail, the restaurants, the attractions, events, any of that, like, we are automatically here to help you. And that's our goal. And you can visit us through our website, gowyomingcountyny.com, or you can look up the Wyoming County Chamber and Tourism Office online. Our information's all available there. But we really just want to make sure that people know we're here, we're a resource, and we're here to help. And so in doing that, it's been very valuable for me. It's been very rewarding, and the numbers seem to indicate that we're doing good things, and that's been my motto since I stepped into this role, is to do good things. So
You're a lifelong resident, so you've observed Wyoming County. Where do you see it in 10 years? What do you think it'll be like here 10 years from now?
Asking me to predict the future. That's. I think we're doing a lot of. There's been a lot of growth. There's been a lot of economic development, even in the last several years. The hotel in Warsaw has been a great indicator, and I'm really excited about that because the struggle for us and any of the county legislators will say this is that it's been hard for us to with talking about the bus tours. Like the bus tours will go, hey, we want to bring 50 people into your county. Where can we put them all in the same spot? And we've never been able to really do that. And now to have something right next to Letchworth to do that, I think will open up a lot of doors for additional tourists. You'll see a lot more people. I think that will give businesses a boost. So as I talked about earlier, it'll help the businesses succeed, and hopefully there's growth opportunity there, and other businesses or other, entrepreneurs in the community or outside the community will recognize that, and they'll want to start their own businesses here. And I think there's been a lot of good work being done, even with the Industrial Development Agency, the IDA for the county. They hold a program called the Fast Track Program,
Yes.
which works with aspiring entrepreneurs who are looking to start businesses. And I don't know the number off my top of my head, but maybe it's 100, maybe 100 or more different aspiring entrepreneurs who are looking to start businesses in the county. So I think that's been a great resource, and hopefully through that, these aspiring business owners can start their businesses, can succeed, and growth, economic development. That's the name of the game, and that's ultimately the goal.
Well, believe it or not, we're out of time. It's flown right by us.
Really?
Our guest tonight was Eric Szucs, who is the Director of Tourism and Marketing for the Wyoming County Chamber and Tourism Agency. We want to thank you for coming in tonight, Eric.
Thank you for having me. It's been great.
And once again, if somebody wants to contact you, how do they get a hold of you?
Yes, the one of the ways to do that, they can visit our website is gowyomingcountyny.com, or they can just look us up. It's the Wyoming County Chamber and Tourism Office. We're located right in Warsaw, next to Yummy's. We are there Monday through Friday, 8 to 4:30. So we're always available to talk, and like I said, we're always looking to collaborate and work with businesses. So if anyone has questions on how we can help you succeed, that's what we're here for. So look us up and reach out to us.
Well, thank you for coming in tonight, and we thank you for watching. Good night.